Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Hackinson, aka Lone Lackenrock. Good having you with us. Um, I do have a meeting like 20-25 minutes or less. But I'll probably be doing that meeting on the tablet, my iPad that is, so that way I don't have to deal with it being messed up on my computer. So, yay. But anyway, had a little mental outbreak earlier, I guess on camera earlier, but I just decided to delete that. But anyway, what we're going to do now is, well, today that is, we're actually going to do something a little bit disgusting, but it will be for a good cause. We're here on my Windows 7 computer, as you can see right now, as a desktop, through a video capture source, and we are going to actually reinstall Windows 7 on it. Why? Well, I know the install is old in a year, is old in less than a year, but there's too much stuff on there, especially incompatible stuff, and I think it's just time to start fresh again. I'm sorry. That's just how it's gotta be, guys. So, yeah, there you have it. But anyway, let's get through this. We're gonna go to my, I already have the Easy Boot drive here. You can see it changed wallpapers here. I'm gonna disconnect that web's drive because obviously it's gonna be disconnected anyway. I'll show you. I copied over a Windows 7 ISO. Yeah, Windows. Yep, here it is. Windows 7 Ultimate. We're gonna be installing Windows 7 Ultimate, and it's 64-bit, which is great because this is what this computer can support. The architecture. But anyway, we'll say goodbye to Windows 7 here, my good old install in all its glory. Oh well. Yep. And we'll go ahead and restart. You hear us start the shutdown sound, but it's okay though. I need to figure out which key it is, so I'm gonna go ahead and maximize this. I'm gonna enter setup. Come on. There we go. Okay, here's the BIOS setup utility. Now the other monitor kicked me back to my main Windows 11 computer, but it's okay though. Here's the BIOS setup utility. I didn't know what the boot menu looked like, but I can always look at that later though. Advanced options is all just various stuff. And by the way, the only drive we're going to be formatting is the drive that has the OS on it. The other two drives, which includes, I'll just show them to you. Where is it at? I think it's under Miscellaneous, I believe. The only drive we're going to be formatting is port 0, the drive on port 0. The other two drives we are not going to be formatting. Those other two drives will be left intact because they have important data on them that I really want to leave set aside, so yeah. But anyway, enough of that. I do want to check boot options really quick. Okay, it's going to boot from, it's defaulting to the hard drive first. Okay. That makes sense. So we'll just go ahead and save, I guess, even though I didn't make any changes. Figure out what the boot menu is. It might be escape. Oh, it's F12. I stand corrected. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think it's EFI USB, but I'm not sure though. Let me try. Let's try just regular USB, see what that does. Okay, here's the Legacy Easy Boot menu that we saw on my original video back in November. So that's pretty cool. And we'll have to install drivers. We'll be doing that with the Snappy Driver installer. Because unfortunately, Acer decided to purge every single driver file and everything off of their website. Isn't that nice? That's a little bit of sarcasm there. This does have UEFI support too. I just booted from the legacy menu because I don't think this computer. Well, it might, but I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna go to the Windows install menu. And I only have one ISO at the moment, so that's no big deal. But we'll go with Windows 7. Again, I only have one file there, so we'll just work with that. Yep. Okay, press new key. Trying to figure out. Yeah. Trying to figure out which option I did before. I think it was number 2 I did, which gives us no prompt to repair, which is fine. We're just going to reformat anyway. Number 2. And of course, this computer does not have USB 3.0 support. Of course, I could use a USB free hub, but I don't think that's really going to help us much, though, because there is no USB free support on here at all. I mean, USB free might have been a thing at that point, but it really was not. It's going to boot up into the ISO now, at least I think it is. Pretty quick. We got command prompt here. There's our cursor. Okay. Can't close the window though, but that's completely normal. This is easy to boot, obviously. It's 1:45, got 15 minutes till my meeting, guys. Again, I'm going to do it on the iPad, which is my tablet. Okay, here's Windows 7 setup. Okay, cursor's working, that's good. A little bit slow though, but no big deal. Oh, that looks good. Okay, yeah, we got a bunch of editions here. We're going to go with Ultimate because this is the one it came with. And Service Pack 1, yes I accept. Totally read that, very festive reader. And there's the SSD there. Of course, it's not going to work because there's not enough space. These drives we'll leave alone though. Obviously, we're just going to format this drive. I did check to see if there was any important data on there. I don't think there is. I think it's just data I copied over from various computers, so mainly from my Windows 11 computer, I don't know. And I can always like hook up transfer files over from my PokeNet server, SMB server, so it's not the end of the world. So I'm just gonna okay, can't right click there. So we're just gonna say adios to him. Yeah, I know. There we go. And that one I think has stuff to do with what is it? Easy to boot. I was having a brain fart there. Alright, next on disk zero unallocated space. I believe. Yep, there we go. Now it's going to go ahead and copy the files over. That seems simple enough. So, yeah. But there you go. But that, I think, is all it needs to. And obviously this will work perfectly well. Also, on a interesting note, there was one time where I had installed Windows 7 from a physical DVD, and I think it wasn't getting past this point. It will get past this point though when we install it from Easy Boot though. I know it will. But it wasn't getting past the point of return. Like it got stuck at 0%, and the light was on full time with the thing there with the CD drive. So I had to eject it, and it said there was no CD in the drive. But this will work, though. I know it will, and as you can see, it is. So, that's good. So, I don't know why, and this also happened, ironically, too, on a virtual machine. So, I don't know what the deal was. But anyway, enough all that. We will be right back right after this once this OS is installed. I'll probably just skip for the rest of it. The setup, probably. And when we get to the desktop, because I'm probably sure I have a meeting that's coming up real soon, obviously at 2 o'clock, I'll see if I can try to persuade the counselor, or whatever her name is, into trying to make it as quick as possible. We'll see, though. But until then, I guess we'll just wait till we get to the desktop then. And then at that point, we'll go ahead and get some drivers going. How about that? See you then, guys. Yep. Alright, we're going to go ahead and reboot the system now. Without closing that. Okay, this time I think we'll just boot from the hard drive, I think. I think that's what we need to do. Yep, I think that's what it is. I think this is the fresh install what it's booting from now. Yep, set up his updating registry settings. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Sorry about the black border around the screen. I think that's something to do with the capture card. The same goes with the color bars. When it reboots, it has like a test pattern that shows up. I think that's just the USB capture card that's doing that. So, if you want, I can cut that stuff out. It doesn't really matter, but oh well. I think it's probably trying to detect like the mouse and all the other stuff, drivers, stuff like that. I'll probably end up installing the drivers after my meeting. See if she's in the call yet. No one's in the call yet. Okay, she'll probably join like 5 minutes earlier, around 2 o'clock. We'll see though. I can try to persuade her to make it really quick, but yeah. It's completing the installation, by the way. Okay, we'll probably install the drivers. We'll still install the drivers on camera. But again, we'll probably, trying to think here, mine is farting again. We'll probably do that after the meeting. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Okay, it's almost done. I don't know what was going on there, but, yeah. Can I move the mouse? There we go. Okay, the mouse is moving. So it's not frozen or anything. Okay, it's gonna reboot again. Yeah, see, there's a test pattern. Alright, come on. Come on. There we go. For a Sandy Bridge processor, it's not too bad. Compare it. Video performance, obviously it's not gonna find an NVIDIA driver. I have to install that manually. I'll just use a Snappy driver to do that. Yeah, see, you can already tell by the black border there's no driver installed, obviously. But I can put my name in. And this was running Windows 7 Professional before. This is Windows 7 Ultimate now. Jesse. I'm thinking of giving it a different name, guys. I think Tepic's like rotting out now. Yeah, but I'm trying to think here. What do you think would be a good name, guys? I'm trying to think here. Let's just do DX4850. That's what the model number is on here. Password. Okay, I don't have a product key, so we're going to skip that. Yes. Use the recommended settings. Yes, that's the current time. Okay, there's the Wi-Fi. Alright, I'm going to have to stop recording here because it'll show the password. So hold on 1 second. Alright, got connected. We'll choose home network. Still no one to call yet on the meeting. I'll probably have to like change some sleep settings when I'll probably do that off camera though. But yeah, I'll just show you really quick while before I stop the video that there will be probably no drivers installed. You probably didn't hear any sound, obviously. There is a sound driver installed built in, but it's not the one we're using for the capture card. See there, yeah. See Ethernet controller. There's like an Ethernet controller that doesn't have drivers. Not sure what a PCI simple controller is, and yeah, if we go here to display adapter, yeah, it's just detecting as a VGA adapter. So that's interesting. Anyway, still no one to call yet, guys, but I do want to at least change some sleep settings on here, so don't try to brute force it to sleep while I'm on the call. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, guys, and when we get back, we'll go ahead and do some installation of the drivers. But until then, I'll see you guys in a second. With the magic of video editing, of course, but you get the idea. But anyway, we'll be right back. Don't go away. Yep. Alright, we're finally back, guys. It's been like 25 minutes later, probably like half an hour, actually, but close enough. And, also decided to go to sleep still. Well, I mean, it didn't go to sleep completely, but it turned off display. And I had to unplug and replug in the capture card and everything. Thankfully, I didn't have to restart OBS. Yeah, that would have been a nightmare. Ugh. But anyway, enough of all that. We're going to go ahead and install some drivers now. Simple as that. Now we're going to go ahead and plug my, you can't see it though, my external SSD up. Courtesy of Samsung. Go ahead and unplug the Easy Boot drive. It's gonna, there we go. Detect it. That's good. Open folder. Okay. Scroll wheel seems to work. That's good. Okay, SDIO, I believe. I forget which one we have to run. I think it's the X64R815 we have to run. So we'll just run. I know we can just run auto. But, yeah, we'll try that. Yes. Okay. Allow. Okay. Close. It should be on here. Okay, I guess it's not. Yeah, it's trying to find some driver packs I don't have. This PC only. Okay. Only 18 megabytes. Okay, this is not it right here. Hopefully that's it. This is it. I don't want to do that. The drivers are already here, but it's expecting me to download them. I know the drivers are... Yeah, the drivers are not here. It's weird. But they are there, though. So, yeah, it's expecting me to use, Ethernet to download them. I did do this with the Snappy Driver installer, but I don't know why it's not working. It's not even detecting anything. It should already be there. Okay, this is probably gonna take a while, guys. I don't even know why I'm even bothering with this. Let's just check the indexes. Which apparently it's not gonna let me do. So we can only, like, check the ones that we have. Okay, so I don't know which ones is which. I do know this has NVIDIA, so let me select NVIDIA. I don't know which one's for Windows 7. I guess I'll just choose all of them, I guess. I don't know. Oh, it's trying to download them. That's what it's trying to do. It's trying to download them. I don't want to download the drivers, so I know the drivers are here. In fact, we can go here, right-click, Properties. Yeah, see, the same size it was showing before, and yet it's telling me, oh, you gotta download these drivers. So I don't know what the heck is going on here. SCIO. That's all just language stuff. I can't download these manually because obviously, yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on here. Alright, let me figure this out, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I got some bad news, guys. Snappy Driver Installer. I did find the updates, the driver packs and everything, but unfortunately it will not let me run it. It's acting like it's not a valid Win32 application. In fact, I wonder if this is actually not a 64-bit version of Windows 7. No, it's 64-bit, so it would work, but it's not. So I think the file might have been corrupt too, so I don't know. So unfortunately, we are just going to have to just brute force hunt down drivers ourselves because we don't have any other option at this point. So yeah. I do want to at least install the video driver because that needs to be installed. The Netgear adapter does work. I'll probably just download a driver for the Netgear adapter myself. I do not know. But I do want to at least install the video driver. That's a necessity, obviously. So let me plug my other flash drive in here. There we go. Sees it right away, obviously. And we are going to go ahead and click on the NVIDIA driver here. It's for Windows 8 and Windows 7. I believe it's from 2018. It does say it's from May 20th, 2025, but that's just when I download it just now. We are going to launch this setup executable. Yes. Is it off? Okay. Alright, so go ahead and copy some files over to our computer. And when it's complete, the installation for the drivers will automatically start. Simple as that. Okay, checking system compatibility. This will work from Windows 7 to Windows 10, I believe. Because this driver, I believe, dates from March of 2018, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. It's version 391.35. First, I gotta check the system compatibility first. Okay, that works. We're going to agree and continue. We'll do custom, because I'm brave. Yes, we definitely want the graphics adapt driver. Yeah, we'll take all of this. And, yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, we'll take all of it. Alright, here we go. It's preparing for the installation. Okay, it looks like it's installing some Microsoft stuff. So let's do that. Obviously, we're going to need to reboot once this installation is complete, but that's no big deal, though. That's no big surprise, though, considering that this is a driver, and drivers are obviously kind of a necessity, and once you install a driver, you're obviously going to have to reboot. Another thing to keep in mind, too, is I remember also when, I think Snappy Driver Origin might have still been running, and the stupid VM I was running on wanted to friggin' update, so obviously cut it off at that point, so oh well, I guess so much for that then. Not sure what that was. Hope it wasn't too important. It is installing the 3D Vision driver though. Ooh, pretty cool. Installing some other stuff here, including Shadow Play, whatever that is. Okay, yep, it does want us to restart. We'll just tell it later. And I guess we'll just go ahead and restart manually. And see what difference this makes. Okay, my apologies for the test pattern there. It does go away. I'm surprised I didn't hear a beep there. It's weird. Maybe it did beep, I just didn't hear it. Okay, that's much better. At least it's filling up the screen now. Let me see what the resolution is. Okay, it's at least set to 1280 by 720. So faulty to the macro silicon adapter. I do also have this connected to VGA as well. Is it gonna see that now? Let's see here. Okay, it is showing up, but it's a squished image though. Let's see here. Duplicate these displays. Back here, because it's gonna boot me back anyway. Apply. Yes. And we have to actually change this first before we can undo this. Keep the changes, yes. Now I can go ahead and switch it over. And there we go. Now I can see what's going on here now. So I'll just go ahead and move that over so I don't, because I can now see it on here. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. Alright, then we also got NVIDIA control panel. Don't know if the sound is working. I know it did install the sound driver. I don't know if it's working or not. Let me test it. Okay, we do have sound that came from the speaker on the monitor here. So, check playback device. Okay, I see. It just needs to be set up as the default. Let me try that. Okay, let's see if you can hear it now. Okay, didn't see output come from, so that's a good sign. Just testing it to be sure, guys. Sorry. Just a proof. So we got the video driver installed along with the sound driver. Well, I mean, it already had a sound driver, so I'll take it. Now, of course, there's still, I think it was complaining about Ethernet, I think. Yeah, there's still an Ethernet controller here. Hold on one second, guys. Alright, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. It only took a second, but there you go. Anyway, enough of all that. We have an Ethernet controller here. Obviously, the drivers for the Ethernet controller are not installed, but I'm not really worried about it. Besides, I don't really use Ethernet on here anyway, because I don't really have any Ethernet plugins here in my room, or even dial-up modems for that matter. So as a result, this will probably just get disabled. Yes. There we go. I don't think it's going to help it much good. It's probably still going to be yelling at me though. Disable. Just disable all this. Okay, is it still going to yell at me though about it? Yep, alright. I guess we'll just have to like it, accept it how it is. Because there's no way I can just, yeah, it's just gonna be sitting here pretty. So my OCD is just gonna have to learn to live with this. Well, that's unfortunate, but at least we got some of the drivers installed. Also, I remember with Snappy Driver Installer, it kind of screwed up with with the with some of the drivers anyway. Like it was not a valid driver signed or whatever by Microsoft. So very, very fun. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do a Windows Experience Index rating. See where we go. Do that system and security. I think it's under. Oh yeah, check the Windows Experience Index. Yep, refresh. It's going to do some tests here. Let's see how this turns out, guys. It's running the Direct 3D 9 Alpha Blend Assessment, by the way. It's a bunch of Direct 3D tests here. Don't know what the GeForce Experience is, guys. Because it did create a shortcut for GeForce Experience. I think that's meant for, like, the driver I did download on my main computer. It was, like, a game-ready driver, so I don't know. Maybe it's, like, some program to, like, I don't know, like, launch games and stuff like that. It would be kind of interesting to try it out, but, yeah, there you have it. But anyway... there you go. This computer obviously will be more incapable to support Aero. It just wasn't able to do it before because we just didn't have the proper driver installed. But now that we do, we're now able to do that. Some Windows Media stuff here. It's almost there. Okay, assessment complete, and yes, it's pretty much the same score it had before. Alright. I need to access my PokéDet server, unless if WinLoader's already on here, which it's not. I think I'm just going to access it on the network because I think it's just going to be easier that way. Especially considering I also need 7-zip. Alright, let me log into this, guys. Alright, we're logged in. Let's see here. We'll worry about copying over pictures later. Check stuff in here. Where did I put at? Maybe it's software for Win 7. No. Scratchpad maybe? Okay, there's Windows Loader. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. So, desktop. It's pretty fast. Maybe it just needed a reinstall. I don't know. Copy that. We're going to install 7-zip. This is a 32-bit release, but it will allow us to. But we do need 7-zip in order to use it because it is password protected. Because of course it is. So on my music. There it is. Extract the desktop. Put the password in. Thankfully, it's not going to show it. Launch Windows Loader. Okay. Is there an option for gateway? No, there is not. We'll just use Acer because Acer Gateway is owned by Acer, so it would make common sense. We'll just leave the OEM information alone. I can always add that later. Install the license for Ultimate. Okay, it looks like it installed the license without even needing a reboot, interestingly enough. Wow, I have never seen that before. Interesting. Usually it requires a reboot. That is very interesting. I've never seen that before. That's quite interesting. Huh. Oh well. Either way, there you have it. We'll just move those files over here. These files over here. But yeah, that's quite interesting how it didn't require a restart. It's funny. Huh. It's weird. Thought it would though. I guess I was wrong. I'm going to go ahead and copy some pictures over. I'm just going to copy these base pictures over for now. They're coming from my server, by the way. It'll probably take some time, though. Yeah, you can see the speed is atrocious on here, but that's part of the reason why I'm only copying the base pictures for now, because obviously I can't really, yeah, it's atrociously slow, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording here for now, guys. And I'll catch you guys once this is done. So we'll see you then. How about that? Alright, to finish off this video for now, guys, we're going to go ahead and change the wallpaper on here. Personalize, desktop background, go to Pictures Library. Not use that one. That's a Pokemon wallpaper, by the way. But we're going to use a Pokemon wallpaper. But we are going to use this one. And we are going to stretch it. Change the color to Ruby. To match Zoroark. And we'll just use the Windows default sounds, I guess, for now. And there we go. I've always had, like, I've been really getting hooked on the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl series, by the way, guys. I do not know why. But anyway, I think that's going to do it, guys. Until then, I guess, either way, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, even if I had to reinstall the OS. But it was for a good cause, so there you go. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, I am Jesse Atkinson, the Little Knife and Rock, sign off. Goodbye, everyone. Yep.